How long do you want to go for this one tonight?
Let's just get it done and see what happens.
Okay. So what if I told you we were already recording?
I saw that come up, so I'm excited. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Aussieverse.
Welcome to Aussieverse. Sharif, welcome to Aussieverse.
Welcome to Aussieverse.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, may I present to you the man that the Thing from the Fantastic Four models himself on. It is Sharif, ladies and gentlemen, and the one that Mr. Fantastic models himself on, it is SingleIssue Steve. And if I may say so myself, the one that Johnny Storm models himself on, it is OmniBeau. That is right. It is all of us. We are back at at Aussieverse.
I thought you were modelled on the Invisible Woman.
Oh yeah, well that would have been probably more accurate. Okay, let's start the show. Let's start the show again.
That was good.
Joking. No, we're not going to make you sit there and wait for 25 seconds. This is Aussieverse. I am OmniBeau, joined by the sheriff of these parts, Sharif, and SingleIssue Steve. And this is what we read September. And we want to know what you have read in September, especially our paid members. That is Azriel85, The Fourth Monkey, Ali, Ben Sullivan, and Simple Simon. What have you read? And if you are not a paid member, don't fret. That is fine. Remember that paid membership is not a requirement. It's just something we prefer because, you know, paid membership and, you know, let's just be real, paid membership. So if you're not, that's fine. The best way to support the channel is by subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, and sharing them. Now, we are sponsored by Comic Bookaroo, and this is the video where we talk about the reads that we have done this month. And first up is the man with the guns. It is going to be Sharif.
Disclaimer, slow month for me as always. I just finished stripping my books for the next round of. Anyway, no one's interested in that one. Okay.
He finished stripping, he said. Ladies and gentlemen, he finished stripping.
All right, okay. First book I want to feature this time around for September read is Batman and Robin by Jeff Lemire and Mr. Nguyen.
Batman.
I'm Batman. Well, that's the thing. This story is not about Batman, because Robin's name came first. So it is a story of Dick Grayson when he just started out as Robin. It only collects. Oh no, it only collects. It collects all 3 issues of the series, and it doesn't read like 3 issues because the amount of material that's covered in those 3 issues, oh man, it reads so well. One sitting. If you've gone and read I'd say either Robin Year 1 or Nightwing Year 1, this you could take this as canon because it tells the story of young Dick Grayson as Robin in his early years, when Bruce only just recently take him in. So he's still going through all these emotions of losing his parents. Spoiler alert if you don't know the backstory of Dick Grayson. Too bad. So having just lost his parents, and then Killer Croc is in this one, and Jeff Lemire somehow wrote Killer Croc into sort of an origin story where he was part of Haley's circus. And in this story, we discovered why his parents were killed. And we followed Dick on his journey of being a detective, getting over his fear of being enveloped in the dark, and his turmoil of whether or not is it easier to just surrender to the darkness and just let it wash over him and become like Batman, where he just doesn't care.
Does it pull at your heartstrings like other Jeff Lemire books?
For this one, I believe it did for me. It's about the struggle of a young boy. So issue 3 is a banger. If you've not read it yet, do yourself a favor, get a copy, buy it, rent it, read it digitally. I don't care, but read it.
Has Killer Croc ever killed a crocodile?
No, that's a crocodile killer, not Killer Croc.
But he's killer of
Okay, so second book. You may have seen this before, Jurassic League, where this is from those creative that creative team right there, specifically Daniel Warren Johnson. I've read a few of his books, loved it. However, I can't say the same for this one. I wanted to like it so much just because it's DWJ, but I don't know. I find the whole premise so hokey.
What's not to like about Jurassic League?
No, it's so corny, man.
That's what's great about it.
No, it's not.
Okay, yes.
I'm with Sharif. I have no interest at all in reading it. I'll be absolutely honest with you.
God.
It just doesn't appeal to me.
You got?
No.
I wanted it to be a fun read.
And it was.
I can see that the writing is geared towards play on words with the names of the characters, a little bit of the origin story for the Superman character. There's no backstory for the Batman character. He just pops out of nowhere. No, it's a mess. No. If you have that book on your shelf, sell it away. not worth the shelf space.
Sell it to Beau, he'll buy it.
I've already got it, and I loved it.
He loved it so much, he'll buy your other copies.
Yeah, so so I had to put this.
He just kicked himself out.
I had to put this book down a couple of times just because I couldn't get into it. It was a waste of my time. I'll just put it that way.
Holy moly! I was so shocked. I kicked myself out of the chat.
That's never happened.
Well, I am reading this one currently, so I'll feature this in next month's read. So that's it for me.
Okay.
Over to the next person.
So this month has mostly been about Marvel's newest event, Blood Hunt. Guys, I'm sure you've seen in our normal FOC videos the Blood Hunt saga that has been going on. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Blood Hunt. This is a 5-issue miniseries that is spanning the entire Marvel universe, and it is so many titles. So many titles. I read Blood Hunt, the miniseries. I read Blood Hunt, Union Jack. I read Blood Hunt, Dracula. I read Blood Hunt, Strange Academy. I read Blood Hunters. I read Blood Hunt, Midnight Suns. I read Blood Hunt, Amazing Spider-Man. I read Blood Hunt, Black Panther. I read Blood Hunt, Jubilee. There is so many more titles. I just didn't want to save all of the pictures. There are so many one-shots like Laura Kinney, Wolverine, and Psylocke, and there are so many more miniseries. It is such a massive, massive storyline. And guess what?
They suck.
It's excellent.
It is probably the first Marvel event that I can think of where obviously an omnibus is going to come out, but I am not that inclined to buy it.
Whoa. That's huge coming from you.
Like, don't get me wrong. If I can find it when it eventually releases for a cheap price, yeah, I'll get it. I'll add it to my shelf. But I just, it's not up to par with the other Marvel events.
So, you go, Sharif.
So what is it about the whole blood hunt that is not worthy of first day purchase?
So the premise of the story is that Blade is possessed by Varanyi, the first vampire, and the vampires get together and they make every hero and villain that has a connection to the Dark Force, which, if you look at Marvel Comics, that's quite a few. There's a lot of heroes and villains that have a connection to the Dark Force. They make them sort of explode, where all of their powers, with the connection of the Dark Force, extracts out of them, and it creates a permanent night across the entire globe. And because there's an entire night across the globe, vampires can reign free. And, and a lot of people turn into vampires, like Black Panther, Miles Morales, Doctor Strange. A lot of people turn into vampires, but in the Marvel lore, if you kill the vampire that makes you a vampire, then it turns you back into a normal person. So it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's a good one-off read, but I just doubt I'll ever read it again. There was some standouts.
Because it looks so promising.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's worth reading once. There was some standouts like Union Jack. This is a character that I had no interest in whatsoever, but I really enjoyed this miniseries. I also really enjoyed the Wolverine miniseries. That was like 4 issues. I also really enjoyed the Blood Hunters, which was like 2 or 3 stories in one comic. But the Blood Hunters Spider-Man, Peter Parker actually teams up with the Lizard.
Okay.
This is where you guys go,
What?
Yeah. So there is some good things, but then there is some things that I just didn't care for, like the Black Panther Blood Hunters miniseries. I didn't care for that at all. I just didn't like it. I didn't want it, and it wasn't for me. But I mean, it's not a bad read for one-off, but I would highly suggest getting Marvel Unlimited and reading the 60 issues or whatever it is instead of purchasing the issues on your own.
Times like this makes me wish that Marvel still puts out the OHCs. Just collect the 5-issue main and then maybe 1 or 2 one shots or whatever and put it in there. beef it up a bit.
Well, they still might. We haven't learned how it's being collected yet.
Well, not OHCs, but I don't know. Maybe a thick trade.
On to another one. The latest Spider-Man 2099 miniseries, I have not enjoyed at all. I just don't think they're good. However, the latest one, Symbiote Spider-Man 2099, I'm not going to lie, this was actually pretty cool. I really liked it. Miguel O'Hara, who is the Spider-Man of 2099, finds out that he has a connection to the Venom of 2099, and it's a battle that's pretty cool. I got to admit, if you're going to read any Spider-Man 2099 of today's era, I would recommend Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. You can skip everything else that's come before it and enjoy that, and I think it's pretty good. Next, we have Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. Again, the same thing as Spider-Man 2099. I have not enjoyed a Spider-Gwen miniseries for at least a year. I have thought they've all been, I am not their target audience. It is more for like young girls, which is fine. You know, if that's your thing, that's fine. But this new ongoing series, I'm actually enjoying. So if Spider-Gwen has turned you off in the last year or so, I recommend giving this new ongoing series a go. Because it seems to be pretty solid. I've read about 3 issues so far, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty cool. Talking about cash grabs, Helverine. This is a demon that possesses Wolverine and creates the Helverine. Now, what I just described was the original Helverine series. In this new series, it is not Wolverine. It is somebody close to Wolverine, and it is actually pretty cool. I thought it was just a cash grab. I thought it was going to be, okay. But I've got to admit, I've read 3 issues, and it's actually really entertaining, and it's really cool. So I suggest if you are a Wolverine fan, check out Helverine, especially if you're a Ghost Rider fan, because it's actually pretty cool. Next
Correct
up,
me if I'm wrong. That's Sabretooth on the cover, isn't it? The Helverine?
No, it's not.
It looks like Sabretooth's old costume.
Well, it's not, and it's not Wolverine either.
Oh, read it and find out, people.
That's right. The next one is Ghost Rider, Final Vengeance. Now, one of my favorite villains is the Hood. Do you guys know the Hood?
Not intimately, but yeah, I've heard of him. I've heard of him.
I thought Sharif might. The Hood was the major villain in the Dark Reign era and Siege.
Same guy?
Yes. Now, what makes me love the Hood is that he is legitimately just a normal guy that is an asshole, and he finds a magic hood and it gives him powers. And he's done a lot for a guy with that minimal power set in Marvel history. In this Ghost Rider series, he makes a deal with Mephisto and becomes the new Ghost Rider. And he takes over all of New York's mob. And all he wants is his wife back and his child back. And as much of pulling on the heartstrings as that may sound, you don't feel for him because he's an actual asshole, and he doesn't deserve his wife, and he doesn't deserve his child. But he's a great villain. He's a really, really great villain, and him mixed with the Ghost Rider power, it's really cool. Even if you don't read Ghost Rider, I recommend picking that book up because it's really cool. It's hard for me to talk about without spoiling things. But imagine a low-bit criminal out of Sopranos coming across a huge power and taking over all of the underworld. That is what this book is, and it's really, really cool.
It's really interesting, mate.
It's always about it's always about the little guy who, when gets a little bit of power, it gets to his head.
Yeah, exactly. 2 left is Captain America by J. Michael Straczynski. I haven't read the run before this, but I decided to pick this up because it's J. Michael Straczynski, and we all know what a great writer he is. And I've got to admit, it's a really great run so far. I'm up to about issue 10, and it's about Steve buying the building that he lives in because they're going to develop a new project there, and instead he buys the building to keep all the tenants in. But there's a lot more, obviously, comic booky things going on there. If you're not a big Captain America fan, but you like your good character, if you like your good character, what's the word I'm looking for? Projects, we're a story that just focuses on a person's humanity, then this is a great story for you. And the last one that I've got for you is not Marvel or DC. It is a random one that I read because I kept hearing great things about it, and I had to find out why it's so good, and that is Stray Dogs.
Oh, finally. Okay.
Have you guys read any of this?
Yeah.
No,
you have, Sharif?
But I reckon,
yeah, really good.
I recognise a lot of the dogs, though.
Well, Stray Dogs is about a dog that gets taken into a new home, and he meets all these other dogs, and they discover that they have a long-term memory problem, and they can't remember their life before the new owner. And when the dog gets adopted and taken to the new owner, they then discover that the owner that has adopted these dogs is a serial killer. And the dogs want to escape their home. But they have a memory problem. And they know that they need to escape now, otherwise they'll forget that their owner is a serial killer. And every other dog that's in the book remembers that they had a life before the serial killer, and the serial killer stole that dog from their home and brought them to his home. And it pulls on the heartstrings. If you are a puppy lover, then I suggest you get Stray Dogs.
It's interesting, mate, because the artwork on the cover looks very Disney-like. That's why I said I recognise some of those dogs.
It does. And throughout the whole book, it has that artwork.
What an interesting concept, though. It sounds like a really fun read.
Yeah, and it's only like 5 or 6 issues. So it's like a one-and-done story. Although they have made a follow-up called Feral, which is about cats. But I haven't read yet. But yeah, it's really cool, man, and I suggest animal lovers read it.
And it's very deceiving. Having seen that kind of art, the Disney art, and telling a very dark story.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can imagine the one about the cats would. Oh, sorry. I can imagine the one about the cats would be the cats are actually the serial killer. The guy who's with them is actually trying to escape. The other way around. Because we all know cats are assholes.
And before we go to Steve, here is a word from our sponsor.
Comic Bookaroo, proud sponsors of Aussieverse for all your comic book needs. Graphic novels, hardcovers, omnibuses, single issues. Don't forget to pre-order every Sunday at Comic Bookaroo.
Steve?
Beautiful. All right. So I don't have a lot, but I've got some things I want to share. So if you've been watching the show, and hopefully you have, that's why you're here watching this, is I've been getting into a lot of Red Hood lately. So, and he's quickly becoming one of my favourite characters of, like, not just DC, but anything at all. He's an amazing character. So I've gone back to New 52 and started reading. So 2 that I've read for this one is Red Hood and the Outlaws Volume 1, and I've just started reading Volume 2. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I normally like my artwork pretty neat and clean, you know, with not lots of scratchy lines and all that sort of stuff. But I picked this up, and this is Kenneth Rocafort. His artwork is absolutely awesome. So let me show you a couple of pages from here, just to show you the quality of the artwork. I mean, it's sensational. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And his Starfire, the way he draws Starfire is just, without sounding like a weirdo, it's pretty hot. But this is a really good story. If you haven't read any Red Hood stuff before, it's a really good introduction. It goes into a bit about his background and his training, you know, how he meets Starfire and the relationship that he has with Arsenal as well. Really, really enjoyable so far. I'm really looking forward to getting the rest of this series and getting really stuck into Red Hood. I've got volumes 1, 2, and 5 and 6. So I've got a couple missing, which I need to find. I'm also finally, this has been wrapped in plastic for ages, and I finally open it. And this series, for all the different superheroes, so these are the 80 years of whatever character it might be. There's Batman, there's Aquaman, there's obviously Green Lantern. These are just stunning books. They are beautiful. And we're talking right back from early beginnings, super, super early beginnings, all the way up to some more sort of recent stuff. I'm not exactly sure how far it goes, but I was in grade 6. No, sorry, I was in year 12, mate, when the first early stuff came out. Shut up. But these are beautiful books. They're really well made. They're nice deluxe editions. If you haven't read any of them and you want to get a bit of a history lesson on different DC main characters, really, really cool. Well worth picking up and having a look. I've also started reading this, which we've talked about previously. I'm literally only just started it, but the Grant Morrison Superman omnibus, who was sent to me by this amazing human called Sharif. So thank you, mate. This is like literally, I'm only about 3 or 4 pages into it, but already it sounds like it's going to be a really, really good read. So, and again, I'm getting into Omnis now, thanks to Beau. My wallet doesn't thank you, but I do. But again, yeah, this is going to be cool. And the other one too, which is, I'm getting my way through this. Now, I've had to put it down a few times only because it's really freaking heavy. It's a big ass book. But obviously, GL, you know, a little bit of bias here. You can probably tell. Yeah, really, really good story. A couple of things I didn't know about, which I'm actually learning a little bit about. One of my favourite parts about this particular Omni, which is the first one of the Green Lantern Corps, is you learn a lot more about Sodom Yat and how he became a Lantern and his journey and what he's like as a person. You know, really strong character with very strong morals and things. He's a really good character to get to learn.
Yeah.
That's pretty much me. As I said, had a couple of quick things. Some of them I've only half read, but seriously, check out Red Hood. If you have not read any Red Hood, this is a good starting point. But there's some other great stuff out there as well. So he's an awesome, awesome character.
Steve, have you got any of? I get confused with the titles because it was like Red Hood and the Outlaws, then the Outlaws,
Yep.
then Red Hood Outlaws. Have you got any of
Yep.
the series that came out after that with Bizarro?
Yes, I think that's Red Hood Outlaw
Yeah.
from memory.
That's-
Yes, I have. I've got the first few issues of that, and Bizarro's great in that with Artemis as well. It's Artemis,
Yeah.
Bizarro, and Red Hood, which is just whoever came up with the concept to put the three of them together, it's pretty wackadoo, but it works really well.
I think
works
people
really-
think that
they
about
work-
us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. We're all a bit wackadoo, so no wonder we enjoyed it so much.
Did you end up Sorry.
No, you're up. You go, please.
I was just going to ask you, did you end up pre-ordering the Sinestro Corpse War Absolute Edition?
No, not as yet.
No, neither did. No, same
Not yet.
here. You get it.
But I definitely want to get that, mate, because it's such a good story arc.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
very,
we
very
can
cool.
share.
anyways. If you don't,
What was that, Sharif?
no, if you don't, it's already collected in the Jeff Johns Omni, so you're not gonna miss the story. But the format, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking maybe Steve and I can go halves and just like share it.
Yeah.
and keep
Yeah,
it.
we could
At his
do
place.
that, and then yeah, keep it at his place, and then there'll be fights.
All
Put
right.
'em up, why don't you? Put 'em up, why don't you? Sorry, that was really shit.
I like how you say there would be fights as if it would be evenly matched when we know the truth.
Yeah, you'd cream me. Actually, that's really bad. You
What?
would beat the crap out of me.
Someone's gonna
That's
get wiped off the floor with it.
All right.
Someone's going to get the cream.
Have we got anything else?
Nah, no. So
No, that's about it. I've
Okay.
got lots of reading to do. Like Sharif, life got in the way this month, so I've got lots of stuff, and I've got stuff coming tomorrow as well. I'm excited about. Just quickly share Nightfall issue or the collected edition number 3. So I've got the first 2. Thanks, Bo, for pointing out to me on Amazon that the third one is coming out cheap price. And I've also got a Kyle Rayner compendium coming as well, which we'll talk about when we do the whole video. And there's a couple other things coming as well. So pretty excited.
Awesome. Seeing as Sharif stuffs this up every time, Sharif, if we were to say to you, what is Aussieverse?
yeah. What about Aussieverse? I heard it's for life.
That's right. Thank you very much. We will see you next time. And we want to thank you for watching this video because we know how important your time is. You could be watching a movie. You could be watching a TV series. You could be watching another YouTube channel. But instead, you spent 35 minutes watching Aussieverse, and that is not underappreciated. We want to let you know how much we appreciate you for spending your time with us. And it is very, very humbling, and we really, really appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, King.
Thank you.
And since you guys are already here watching, spend another 2 more minutes in the comment section. Let us know what you've read.
Yeah, please. Recommendations.
Absolutely.
Bring them on.
Yes, recommendations.
And we will see you next time for next month when we probably talk about October, somewhere halfway through November. Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, universe.